you so much for joining us on Smell the Coffee. It is a beautiful Thursday and we are excited to keep you updated with the latest trends, bazaar news, and also keep you informed to kickstart your morning. My name is Aina Raizakoyo and I am joined by Diana Masters. And before the show started, we are just basically having a conversation about bullying, and we will get into that just so that we can disseminate information and ensure that our communities are safer and more inclusive for all our children and even for us as adults to live in. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. No, I'm lying. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling tired. That's a lie. I'm feeling tired. I think that year-end fatigue is really kicking in. I saw a meme circulating yesterday on social media that says, this is not just year-end fatigue, guys. We are dying.
We are done.
We are done.
We are
done.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bullying story, so basically it's in the States. I forget which district it is or which state it's in. I think it's New York, I speak under correction. But basically the child was being bullied. It's a 12-year-old girl. She was being bullied, and apparently the bullying started when she started wearing her natural hair to school. She's a black girl. Started wearing her natural hair to school. Apparently the students were calling her a roach, allegedly, and some of the teachers were actually joining in. The one teacher asking sometimes when she comes in class, where's the roach? So this drove the child to attempt suicide. And unfortunately the attempt, I don't even know if I should say unfortunately or fortunately, it was unsuccessful, but then she suffered life-altering brain damage. And now the bullies managed to sneak into the child's ICU room and took pictures of the child in the hospital and started circulating them on social media.
Which type of evilness is this? What type of wickedness is this?
Exactly. Teach your kids. Like, honestly speaking, as a mom, if God forbid my child ever experiences bullying, you'll be hearing from me personally. I will go beat your child for you because clearly you can't discipline your child.
Yes.
So I will go discipline your child for you.
I think we need to teach our kids and ourselves even. I think we were supposed to be taught to not let our humanity get in another way's humanity, if it makes sense.
In the way of another person's humanity,
yes. Like, don't let your beliefs stop me or hinder me in any way from having a quality life. Yeah, so I think we just really need to bring it down to the basics and put on kindness every day. And we are not kind every day.
No, we are not.
We are not born kind. You need to learn to be kind. You need to put it on every day. It's a cognizant decision that you make and say, look, today I'm choosing to be kind. I'm choosing to recognize other people as human beings. I'm choosing to, live in one piece with my surrounding. I think that's how we should go about this life.
And like you're saying, that kindness starts at home. You learn it from, you have to learn it. They say even racism, you learn racism.
Yes.
We are not born racist, but you learn racism. So things like that. And I think this child was particularly because she was in a white dominant school. So that's where the bullying stems from. And now the parents are suing the school county and the school district.
Yes.
But they apparently just released a statement saying they're investigating the seriousness of this matter.
What do you
and
mean
they
seriousness?
take children's safety, they take it so seriously and whatnot. And it's like, but there's a child lying in the ICU.
Yes.
Do you think that the parents would just make a story like this up?
And even suing is not enough. Like,
It's
I
not
just feel
enough.
like this person's life has changed completely. They now have
Yes.
this brain altering situation. This person
Yes.
was born normal.
Yes.
You, under your leadership, changed this person's life. Like,
Yes.
suing is not enough. There is no amount of money that will bring back this child's brain to normal.
Nothing.
Like,
Nothing. I think everybody should just go to jail.
they should, like, we
They need to
need
go to jail.
something harsher.
Yes, we need
Yeah.
stricter laws, especially when it comes to bullying. Because the problem is, children are so easily moldable. If you tell your child that is wrong, I understand there are some cases of children that have serious mental disabilities that, like some children are just born psychopaths.
Yeah.
That's the thing about being a woman. You're so terrified because you don't know if you're going to give birth to a psychopath. But sometimes there's situations like that But then once that is diagnosed, put in the proper measures.
Yes.
Don't then mix your child with other children. Because I know some children just genuinely enjoy inflicting pain,
yes,
and
on
inflicting
other people.
suffering on
And
other
a
children.
lot of children are so mean.
Yes.
And because we as parents, as community members know that children generally are mean, we let it slide.
Oh,
If
that's
a
just how
person-
Aina is.
Yes,
Oh,
if
that's
a
just how
person is
Aina
being
is.
mean, you're like, oh no, that's just how they are. No, you need to stop that behavior.
Yes.
Because it will continue and this person will grow in that manner.
Yes.
And it's not right.
And
We
before
need
we
to
wrap
stop it.
up, I like the fact that you said that you know, we just ignore it and say, oh, that's just how she is. I saw something that said we need to learn that being truthful doesn't always mean being blunt. You don't need to be blunt to be truthful.
Yes.
Unlearn that.
Yes.
I can tell you the truth without hurting your feelings.
Yes.
I don't have to be mean to tell you, no, Aina, you know, what you did was wrong. I don't need to be mean about it.
Yeah.
So unlearn that mentality. Being truthful does not have to be hurtful. On that note, we will be right back as we are talking a TikTok age restriction once again. Stick around.
Santa has a festive surprise for you. Starting 2nd December, unwrap the magic of Christmas with our Advent calendar. Spot the Christmas globes in your favorite newspapers from Monday to Friday. Scan the QR code or WhatsApp hashtag Advent Calendar 24 to the Synergy chatbot. Find the Christmas globes on NTV. Or visit our Facebook pages for daily Advent doors from Monday to Saturday. Win daily prizes. Lucky winners will be contacted and Logistics Hub Namibia will deliver your prize. Merry Christmas from Santa and his proud prize sponsors.
Now, earlier this week, we reported that in Australia, they introduced a ban to basically curb social media usage amongst young users. And now TikTok is joining in. They introduced new beauty filter restrictions to tackle teen anxiety. Social media has transformed how we connect, express ourselves, and perceive the world. But for all its positives, it's also a double-edged sword, especially when it comes to mental health and body image. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok have made beauty filters ubiquitous, creating a culture where polished, unattainable standards of appearance are the norm. The impact on teenagers, particularly girls, has been found with the rising cases of anxiety, low self-esteem, and body dysmorphia linked to these tools. When was the last time you posted a photo or went live on TikTok without a filter? For many, it's a rare or non-existent. The allure of looking perfect online has become deeply ingrained, but at what cost? Filters like TikTok's infamous bold glamour create hyper-realistic versions of users' faces, often blurring the line between reality and fantasy. While these features can be fun and creative, they've also been linked to harmful psychological effects. According to reports by The Guardian, many teenagers, after using these filters, feel their natural faces are unattractive. This phenomenon, dubbed Zoom dysmorphia, during the pandemic describes how constant exposure to idealized versions of oneself or others can distort self-image. Recognizing the growing mental health risks, TikTok recently announced new restrictions on the use of beauty filters for users under the age of 18. These changes, which will be rolled out in the coming weeks, aim to prevent teenagers from artificially altering their features in ways that makeup cannot achieve. Filters that enhance physical features such as plumping lips or changing skin tone will be blocked for underage users. However, fun filters like adding bunny ears or dog noses will remain ineffective. The platform is also tightening its systems to block users under 13 entirely, implementing machine learning technology to detect users who falsify their age. While this move is a step in the right direction, its effectiveness remains to be seen. According to Ofcom, TikTok removed 20 million accounts worldwide last quarter for being underage, but the regulator still questions how well these measures will work.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, why do you people use filters? Like,
people are, again, it started.
Well,
I feel like it started with one person.
I think I also use filters sometimes, but not excessively. Like, I wouldn't die if I don't use a filter.
A filter.
Yeah.
This is why when people see other people, they're like, "Oh, you look
Different.
different."
And that's the worst thing anyone can ever say to you. It's not a compliment.
Yes.
Oh, you look so much better in person. Oh, you look so different from what we see online. Are you saying I'm ugly or what? What do you mean?
I would rather be told, because you know there are some people that are not photogenic, and then when we see them in person, it's like your social media pictures don't do you justice. I want to be that person, not you look different than you do on social media. Because you know how men are. You know how we always have to justify it. It's like, I swear he looks better in person. His pictures, I swear he looks better. We should also, in a way, be like that. But with us, we go all out.
Yeah.
Now there's even apps where we can alter the body, we can alter the face, we put on different makeup.
Especially
It's
there
toxic.
by the waist. A lot
Yes.
of people are doing
The
that.
waist and the
It's
bum.
just the waist is snatched and
The waist is
lips.
snatched, yes.
I'm like, bruh, if you want to do cosmetics, just go for cosmetics
go for
if you
cosmetics.
have the budget.
But you see, the cosmetics are because of those filters. Because now you're like,
Yes.
I think I'm gonna look good with like plumper lips, and if my nose was just a bit like this, and if my waist was what, and if what. Before
Speaking
social
of
media,
cosmetics, did you see the new Kanye Mbao? After
I
her
have.
first-
I didn't see the new Kanye
You
Bao.
need to see the new Kanye Mbao.
Is she giving?
I mean, according to her, she's giving. Like,
That says all
no, I
it
mean,
needs to say.
she's confident about how she looks like.
If she's happy with how she
Yeah.
looks, then good for you, girl.
Good for you, girl, but nonetheless, let's move over to our next story. Prince Harry is putting split rumors to rest. The Duke of Sussex shut down speculations that he and wife of 6 years, Meghan Markle, are headed for divorce due to the couple attending several recent public engagements separately. Apparently, we have bought or moved houses 10, 12 times, the 40-year-old said at the New York Times 2024 Deal Book Summit in New York City. That was yesterday, according to People. We have apparently divorced maybe 10, 12 times as well. So it's just like what he added. It's hard to keep up with, but that's why you just sort of ignore it. Although navigating tabloid gossip is nothing new to the royal, who is fifth in line to the British throne, he did reveal what he really thinks of those who fuel the negative rumors surrounding his personal life. The people I feel most sorry about are the trolls, Harry continued. Their hopes are just built and built, and it's like yes, 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 and then it doesn't happen. So I feel sorry for them. I genuinely do. So there you have it. The couple is not divorcing. Quit repeating this rumor. It's now tired.
Okay, Harry
Yeah.
and Meghan, thanks.
Thanks for the update.
Thanks for the update. We were dying to know. Thanks for that, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like Harry and Meghan, at this point, everybody's just like, okay, guys.
Okay,
Whatever
guys.
happens, like, okay, fine.
I think it's Kim who says, okay, guys, something in that tone. I'm reminded of the Kardashians. Speaking of which, I've not watched them quite a bit this year. I've not watched the Kardashians,
I have never watched the Kardashians.
I watched, I think, short TikTok snippets of
Wow.
them. Bruh, I used to watch the Kardashians religiously.
Yo,
Like,
you and
I
reality TV.
watch the Kardashians
Yo.
religiously. I used to be on season after season
You
after
knew what was happening.
Yes.
You knew when the next season was dropping,
Yes.
everything. My cousin was like that. And so every time she'd come over to visit, she'd be like, so I'm watching the Kardashians. I'm like, oh. Even my sister, whenever she'd come to visit, she's like, so in this new season of the Kardashians, I'm like, I honestly could
And
not
the
care less.
Kardashians aren't really that interesting.
They
are not like interesting as normal reality TV show,
Okay.
like maybe The Housewives.
Okay.
The Kardashians are just there, seated on the couch,
Like, we're so
shaking
pretty and we're
salads,
rich.
and like, yeah.
You see, I enjoy
so-
watching the parodies of them. There's that girl, Yuri Samabella,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
She's my absolute favorite Kardashian because she's just trolls.
So like, brother, it's not like interesting, but it's captivating. I don't know what we watch for, but we watch, and you're just there. You're watching
It's
them
that
shake
Illuminati. It's that
the
Illuminati sprinkled
salads,
in there.
and like it's just so captivating.
It's yo.
But like, it's not interesting.
That's why I'm saying I enjoy the parodies, like of people, because they take from the actual Kardashians
Yeah.
and then they turn it into their own script. So I find those more entertaining, especially that Yuri girl. She's just there shaking her salad.
Yeah.
And she's like, Kim, do you know we are in the middle of a pandemonium?
Yeah. Not the bread.
Not the bread, you know.
Not the
I
salad.
don't eat bread.
Is it organic?
Is it organic? Most importantly, is it organic?
Yeah.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of our top stories. We'll be right back as we get into our guest segment. Stick around. When you're ready, you can just start with an introduction.
Okay. Do I say good day or good evening?
Just good day.
Okay. Good day. My name is Kendall Swartz. I'm head of commercial and marketing at TransNamib. Been with the organization just about a year and a half. Very excited to be here. Very excited with the developments that's taking place. And I'm here today to share information regarding TransNamib.
So when did TransNamib open its doors, and initially, what were its core objectives?
Okay, rail has been around in Namibia since the late 1800s, but TransNamib actually only started operating after independence. So approximately 30 years or so. So TransNamib's core objectives really is to provide transport solutions throughout the country, and it has actually focused mainly on rail, and in its past it did also provide road services.
Maybe you can also talk to us about the train stations across the country.
Okay, so our train stations across the country, key station is Walfish Bay. That's where everything really starts off and happens in terms of exports and imports. Once you leave Walfish Bay station, the next key station would be Kransberg. Kransberg is where we have our rail line diverting. One goes up to the north, following the Otjiwarongo station, then up to the Chumeb station, all the way up to Ondangwa station, and then Oshikango, which is our station there at the border. Then on the other side, once leaving Kransberg and you move to Windhoek side, you will obviously, like road, move through the various stations as the towns, each town has a station. But key obviously would be the Windhoek station again, and then from the Windhoek station, another key station for us is going down south, the Keetman station, and then going back to the coast again, the Ludrit station now.
So what were some of the first infrastructural developments of TransNamib in its infant stage?
Okay, yes, in its infant stage, like I said, rail has been around for a long time. So a lot of our rail infrastructure we inherited from colonial times, and it was built really through the colonials that was in charge of Namibia at the time. When TransNamib took over, however, a major project that we undertook was to link Chumeb all the way through Ondangwa to Oshikango. That was really to facilitate trade between Namibia and Angola. So that was key. Also helping, bring the rail to the northern parts of Namibia, where the majority of our population obviously is. So that's been a great success. Then the key things for us in a commercial perspective is closing major deals with Dundee Smelter, now currently being owned by Oshino Mines. That was a major deal for us because we were able to move copper concentrate from Walfish Bay that was imported, and then we also moved sulfuric acid down from Dundee to the mines in the Erongo region, mainly the Rossing mine that uses sulfuric acid for its production. Also, we were able to close major deals with the cement factories, that's Orongo and Cheetah. So we move their cement throughout the country where they require. Currently really picking up in terms of the coast, and they are also working towards export markets like Botswana. And then one of the other key deals that we closed with Henan Crushers, and for me really why that was a major deal, it's at least 3 trains per week. We move sometimes up to 5 trains a week. But the key thing is it's the amount of trucks that we can get off the road. So moving that construction materials, and if it's on the road, it really congests that road, and it's a very dangerous road already. So I think that was critical for us to make sure that we could get it on rail.
What are of TransNamib?
If we look at how TransNamib started, TransNamib as a holding company actually was in charge of sea and air also. So Air Namibia, as we used to know, was part of TransNamib, and then obviously Namport also. So a major event was obviously the splitting of these two major companies from TransNamib. But TransNamib, as it is now, the main focus is obviously on rail. So that was, one of the key things. I think another key thing for me, can I do this one again, please? There's something that was, that's fine. What number question is that?
Number 3.
3 only. Okay, yeah, now that's an important point. Okay, can I just start anyway? You guys will cut.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, TransNamib as a holding company obviously was in charge of total transportation in the country, which included the sea and included air. And a major event was that there was a split where Air Namibia went separate and Namport went separate. That obviously was a major event. Next major event is actually not what happened in the past, but what we are anticipating. We recently secured a $2.6 billion loan from DBSA and DBN. And I think this was key for TransNamib's turnaround strategy and will be seen as a major event, because now we are able to really re-equip TransNamib in terms of rolling stock, in terms of handling equipment, and we can move TransNamib into the future where we'll have much better services that we can provide to our clients, and we can be competitive and gain our market share and become a profitable business again.
Okay, you've touched on this briefly, but what have been some of the biggest successes recorded by TransNamib over the years?
Yeah, so like I said, TransNamib, when it started initially, it actually moved about 80% of freight from South Africa, which was our major trading partner at the time. So right now, with the developments happening in Namibia, TransNamib is really poised to play a major role in the economy's growth. Namibia sees itself as a transport and logistics hub for the SADC region, and TransNamib will be an enabler for that. And with rail, Namibia will be able to achieve this. Our big successes is really being very aligned to the new developments that's taking place in Lüderitz, at the port of Walvis Bay. Obviously, as I previously mentioned, the deals that we've been able to secure, but we've also got a lot of anticipated deals with a lot in the mining sector, with iron mines like Lodestone coming through. We are definitely going to be the ones moving the bulk freight from them, which will be more than 2 million tons per annum. We also see ourselves great success that we've been able to achieve with the mines in the Northern Cape to provide them access to the port of Lüderitz while they are struggling to get access to the ports in South Africa. So these are some key successes now and anticipated that we see in TransNamib being able to secure and become a very critical player within the transport and logistics industry again.
Okay, I'd like to cut to another venue.
All's well that ends well. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. I'll Smell the Coffee. We'll be seeing you again tomorrow, same time, same place.